We're going to do a reading for anyone that is in any type of twin flame situation. This is also going to be a collective read for the divine feminine and the divine masculine. So we're just going to pull some cards from the twin flame oracle deck and the twin flame separation deck so that we can kind of cover any type of situation going on. We're going to start with the divine feminine collective, and we have a lot going on no matter what the situation. We have a lot of ancestral purging, and I want to talk about past lives and things coming up on both ends right now on this video. So we're just going to kind of see what's coming through, and this is for anyone in any type of situation, but drawing a lot of people that need to work in this area or maybe in a separation too. So we're going to use that deck too. So we're going to see what's going on with the divine feminine, and then we're going to pull some cards and see what is going on with the masculine too. I'm going to use a couple decks. All right, so on either end, we have a lot of past lives coming up, and you'll say, oh my God, okay. So if you're in a separation, know that there's a lot of like karmic things coming up from past lives, and that's rooted in your past in this lifetime too. So it could feel like getting pulled back into the matrix by both karma coming up, like not quite understanding how this lifetime has played out and how it has involved your past lives, and some of these things coming to the surface right now too. We have a lot of people purging in the collective. People are like, what does that mean? Cleansing the body, releasing it, releasing energies, releasing blockages, releasing triggers. If you're in a separation, usually it's like a major energy purge, big time as well too. Right, so this is for what is going on from the divine feminine and the divine masculine. We're going to start with the feminine. This is for kind of any type of situation. So it doesn't really matter where you're at with it. We're just going to kind of see what's going on. So if you can take this as a message from your divine feminine, or just tapping into the feminine collective and the energies right now. A lot swirling around in the collective right now with the energies. Feminine, knowing you're right, but you couldn't admit it to myself. Different situations happening with it too. Being at different places, different perspectives, different things going on energetically. A lot has been coming up within the ascension as we're getting ready to cleanse, clear, and release this entire year. But so many cycles coming up too, past cycles coming up for clearing too. So this could be like, you know, and that's how it goes. It could be going good, but sometimes things can get a little too hot and burn you, things like that. Seeing higher perspective no matter what the situation, especially for those that are in separation, learning big lessons from it. Being apart is more difficult than you can accept. This triggers more past life stuff. So a lot of times tapping into, because you know your timelines can change, and the soul has a funny way of needing to do certain lessons while on earth and certain karma. And if you aren't going to do it with your twin flame, you'll end up doing it with another partner. The soul has a funny way of moving you along as well too. The more you're going into separation, the more of a chance you're not going to come together as well too, because it triggers things and kind of ruins the connection in a lot of ways too. So the feminine, if you're in a separation, feeling strongly, maybe not understanding too, because there's certain karmas that are in the way as well on bigger levels right now. Ego getting in the way, Mars activating different areas, right? We were talking about that as well too. Ego's coming up and getting in the way, but these are connections that are not meant to literally keep you stuck in matrix ego false realities, and we're realizing the ego is nothing but a collection of false reality stories that we need to break past. The thing with twin flames is you're going to each see each other so clear, but then at the same time sometimes you're not. You're like getting the 3D in the way, and that's why it is important, if you do want to connect with your twin flame or to see who they really are, to connect with their higher self, because sometimes we're getting like stuck in all of the earth stuff as well too. So this is a little bit about ego, identities coming up and clearing. This is not a connection that is meant to keep you stuck in ego. It is meant to help shift you more into that 5D reality and out of all that. So, and a lot of people, including me, have been struggling with moving past that 3D programming, right? Like that and things like that. And it's like needing to open up and then to clear ego ego layers and identities coming up right now. And that's a little bit for both coming up in the crown and the feminine needing to work on their spiritual enlightenment, because this is literally what will bring souls to you and bring souls together, continuing to work on that higher spiritual path right now. For the masculine, clearing and cleansing the solar plexus, cleansing the body. Okay, so pride getting in the way, that is ego. It's like literally what happens on earth. Love takes trust and forgiveness and compromise and things like that. When ego gets in the way, there can be ego clashes, misunderstandings, and different dynamics. This moon should be bringing clarity and more understanding. All right, ready? Feminine wanting to reconcile, I can't say it right, reconcile, of course, right? Because then on some level, even if you are in a separation, you're realizing that you have certain gifts and abilities that you came here to earth to see to use together. So this morning I'm like at the gas pump, right, and I'm like in my usual like dreary morning mood, right, and I'm getting ready to like do kind of out in the rainy kind of weather, and it's like kind of yucky here, and so I'm all bundled up and I'm getting my gas and I'm at the gas pump, and the gas pump just stops, and I look up at it and it's 144. And this is what's happening behind the scenes with twin flames, is there's so much happening your entire life to guide you together to that place where you could clear any karmas and, you know, heal certain things so that you could come together. So sometimes even if you're trying to tune it out, the universe is like reminding you. And 144 is such a light worker and spiritual number, right? Representing the 144,000 light workers that came here right now with their twin flames to achieve union, lifting the planet up into a higher state of consciousness together, right? Building utopia here on earth. So we know that when we are in ego, we're in separation. And the more we're in ego, we go into separation. And 5D is about literally coming together into that higher state of union. And so then it's like coming together on so many levels, activating higher templates together. You know that it's like, I always say you kind of have like different things. That's why if you are to visualize like one timeline by yourself and another with your twin flame, it's going to look very different because you each have, you know, a lot of the pieces already. Like you already have it. Like you don't have to stress so much about things happening in the planet. You could be already doing it now. Sometimes it is the ego kind of, whether it's like overthinking, bringing 3D, bringing the past karmas, because we have so much like trauma and things like that that we're carrying from the past. And then understanding that your twin flame is here to help you to clear that kind of stuff and to heal that kind of stuff on a deeper level. So there could be a separation, breakup, wanting to reconcile, beginning to recognize the connection for some. A lot of people are just beginning to recognize it. So this is my favorite. A lot of times outside energies throw off these connections. It could be you're getting stressed out and it's baggage that you're bringing into the connection, or you have your own stuff kind of going on that's getting in the way. But it could be something deeper. I always talk about how a lot of times people aren't going to understand your journey, and that goes for the spiritual anyways. You really have to connect with your heart and soul for this one, with if this person is even your flame on so many levels. And this is how you're going to really be able to tell. A lot of times it will be things happening around you that are confirming the connection. It could be some of you guys are already at a high level of spirituality and you're talking, connecting with your guides. It could be things that you're seeing around the connection, paying attention to the universe right now. We're talking serendipity. So we're talking about all that synchronicity and messages and numbers and like how you're kind of feeling your way and seeing your way through life right now, and what's working in the background for you. So right now it's all about like all these little experiences in your life coming together. For the divine feminine, you might feel like, and this is the way it is, it's like the 3D rug, and this goes with the ego, is getting ripped right out from under you. And it's like you're kind of getting thrown into it right now too. So some of you guys might feel that. And then it's like 3D could be kind of calling you back in so many levels too. Like you always know you've done so much inner work, and not to be kind of going back to the 3D. So realizing the connection, and then knowing, you know, this is why we came to Earth too on so many levels, but to also help the planet. And that energy is so, so powerful. And I'm not going to get too into it this conversation, but twin flames together hold a very high frequency. And it is that connection together with God. All right, for the feminine, mirroring, huge thing right here. All right, reflection, twins, wholeness, synchronicity, and a bond. So it's a lot of mirroring happening. When we talk mirroring, it could be things that are being reflected back and forth. And a lot of times it could be, you know, the confusing things that are happening in the middle of it too, whether with the masculine or the feminine, certain things that are kind of coming up. And this is why it can be triggering, because it's like stuff kind of can get in the way. Keeping your energy clear so that you're more clear in the connection, knowing that it is a mirror. So if you have negative thoughts and beliefs, stuff going on, it's going to get in the way of it. and be reflected back to you on some level, right? Like this goes with deep stuff. And this goes back to the past lives. Your twin flame would have had many past lives with you. In fact, you have a powerful soul connection, right? And would have done a lot of these lifetimes even together, or watching each other, and you would know each other so deeply. And that's how you're able to kind of see each other's situations so clearly and the things around as well too, but also with helping with the ascension work, because it's many lifetimes that you're clearing now to like get to this level of it too. So this is a little bit about just kind of the connection, things coming up. Feminine, repressed emotions, rejection, unable to see below the surface, needing to see the bigger picture of it too, and what is kind of going on with your unique situation right now. A lot of emotions coming up. There's nothing like that to bring up emotions, right? Because of past lifetimes and understanding how serious it is that if you don't come together, and how that feels, because you've had other lifetimes where you actually, you know, were around each other and didn't come into union, and you may have watched each other, like, you know, in certain situations or around you, and like missed the mark with it. And this is the lifetime to ascend. And so you're meant to come into that higher harmony when you do. I think that's the most beautiful thing when people are too, and they're doing these conscious connections and conscious relationships, because this is going to bring another level of awakening as we see people that are awake and have healed and cleared their trauma, you know, parenting as well too. So we have a lot of conscious connections coming out of this awakening, conscious relationships, and even conscious parenting. We talked about split energy, opinions, unfocused, multitasking, and decide what you really want. Some soul searching going on the planet, no matter what your situation and where you're at. Soul searching for the feminine, deciding what they want out of it too. Let's see. So sometimes it can feel like you're just cut off from the energy, whether it's the universal energy or from people, partners, and things like that. Knowing that you never really are. The feminine might be feeling the connection still on a lot of levels around their field, in their energy, around them on different ways like that too. So this can be a little bit confusing too, knowing that you're always connected on a telepathic level. This is why when you're together, you are in harmony and creating, you're going to create in the etheric together. Oh my God, twin flames have such a potential to activate so much within the ascension on etheric levels, bringing down amazing manifestations, not just for yourselves, but for the planet. At a crossroads, the feminine might be feeling that too. We talked about this card last time, choices, confusion, and following your intuition. And so this could be timeline shifting, things kind of going on, really tapping into your guidance and intuition for the feminine right now, with what's going on, what to do, what's going on with the connection. So we'll say heart chakra work for the feminine, clearing karma, old things coming up. Be careful for both feminine and masculine with what's going on too with your timelines. The old's like trying to suck you back into the matrix, I describe it as, right? And you're trying to elevate into more of a 5D kind of consciousness. So we're going to do what's going on with the masculine. If you guys are watching this video on Instagram, you'll have to watch the whole video on Facebook, because it kind of cuts off after 15 minutes. Make sure you guys are finding it on my Facebook page, Sparks of Divine Light Healing, or sorry, Facebook page, Sparks of Divine Light Healing, and then my website, sparksofdivinelightshealing.com, if you need a twin flame reading or healing sessions for your situation. All right, what is going on with the masculine? You can take this as a message from your masculine if you're not around them, right? Or just what's going on with the masculine connective. Still thinking of you, but like the good times, right? If there's negative energy, this is what happens in twin flame connections, because there can't be any. It's such a pure connection, and it's going to have to be cleared as well too. This is why it's so important, like trying to aim, if you know that you have met your twin flame, trying to aim for that union, because like I said, it can kind of do things if you're not. Asking people about you. So we have the masculine might be talking to people about you or asking people about you. I always say this is like where you get bad advice, right? And they'll be like, leave that person alone. And it's like, in actuality, you really do have to follow your heart and your own internal guidance with these kind of situations, because a lot of times people aren't going to understand. And I realized that, oh my God, are we trying to have, 5D spiritual connection conversations with 3D people? and that's okay. Make sure that if you're going for guidance, you're going to people that have what you want. So this goes right, like for these connections and things like that. Or it could be like tuning out the negative guidance and listening to yourself too. So sometimes when we are, you know, going outside of ourselves, we're always going to be kind of misguided. The trick is to like go within. All right, see, I want you to see the real me, and I've been hiding from our love for far too long. This is projections and things like that getting in the way, and it could be seeing through things through the past, different karmas still affecting one or the other. It could be like not feeling seen because of things that are in the way or whatever it is, or, you know, not fully opening up and allowing your partner to see you as well too. This is like an ultimate starseed indigo card. Things are not as they seem, and that's something we're tuning into now, especially with the solstice too. So a little bit about the masculine, not having the feminine fully see them, ghosting out of own insecurities. And a lot of times people have that. I always say it won't happen like that. Like with conscious relationships, there's like a certain level of empathy and understanding and things like that. So I talked about in my post yesterday, narcissistic abandonment and ghosting. This is literally like where you have like a whole relationship and the partner just suddenly discards you, because we use that word because it doesn't happen in normal situations, and that's why these can be tricky situations. And it's so important that you're following your own guidance with it and your own internal intuition, because actual twin flames probably pretty much die when they're not in union and understand they're so off course here on earth. And that is all that like is really important right now. We're going to watch a collapse of everything, money going, yeah, all of it, everything kind of material. So really this is what is important and what our soul came here to experience. Nothing more important than spiritual ascension, and your twin flame will be connected with your ascension as well too. Could be other people involved too. I keep getting the cheating cards and things like that, and that's okay. But could be other connections. So we'll just use this as a way to read your twin flame situation. If you're with someone and you feel they're your twin flame and they are literally looking for another partner or like they're not your twin flame. So this is a good way to read the connection. And that goes for you too. If you're like out there interested in dating other people, still looking for that one, as we call it, then this is a sign that the person probably is a karmic as well too, because twin flames, when they see each other, this is where you go into the bliss states, and you know, and it feels so good before some of the inner work starts to show, because it is a mirror connection and things are going to come out, and it's important to be clearing things and staying in that harmony as well too. If you've been with someone else, to connections over, like literally, right, in different ways like that. And so this is exactly how. And yeah, I'm not saying it couldn't happen in twin flame situations, because it probably could, but if it did, it would just drag it right down to a 3D level. And this is the thing about it too, and that we're going to be losing anything in these 3D timelines, because it's so important just for our own soul journey that we're staying anchored into higher 5D timeline. So this goes for the roles that we're playing, how we're connecting energetically. Okay, so the divine masculine has not quite stepped up to show themselves to the planet, to the world, it says. And the feminine is always going to see past that into the soul. And this is what can trigger things too, because there's going to be such a clear view on both sides, where the masculine is probably going to be like, you know, feeling frustrated with you, like your stuff's really easy, and vice versa, where you can both see into each other. This is so that you guys can help each other. There's no greater help than if you are in a healing connection with your, or a spiritual union with your twin flame, and you're able to work through things. It's going to help so much. And this is where everyone starts to get the 3D karma into it. It's not meant to go like that either. It's meant to, like, you know, help you kind of. Right, so divine masculine, fall. Change in the air. Your answers arrive in the autumn. All right, so things kind of going on since things have been cooling off too. The world is kind of shifting with what's going on, and we know that too with the weather, and that can affect things too as things are slowing down and the seasons are changing. Sometimes we're kind of like going into that dreary winter. I was just talking about it earlier, right? We go into that dreary winter and things like that. So knowing as things are kind of cooling down too, it's kind of slowing things down right now. It does with the whole planet as we move through getting ready for the holidays and things like that. Healing the masculine energy for the masculine. your divine masculine, your twin or soulmate is seeking you. And so there's a funny thing, like what you wants you to, right? And it's just the 3D beliefs, yes, because they're manifesting and getting in the way, the fears and the negativity that have blocked any of the connection. If anything, you both want the same things, literally. Like if you come together, it would be like the most soul-crushing union with your twin flame of all people. And you're probably sensing that. And so if there are blocks, things aren't moving fast enough, right? Things going on past your control, it can make you feel frustrated, putting you in these ego states. And so this is why we do have to surrender also to the spiritual path, and to the universe going through these karmic partners. We talked about past karma getting in the way. And so let me just break it down for you. The light workers are your soul family. The ones that are awake, I know, right? The ones that are awake on planet Earth right now, God's chosen, are your soul family. They're your greater galactic soul group. And the ones that are asleep and choosing not to experience this ascension, they are your karmics. And that goes for family, ex-partners, friends, the ones that are not on this ascension spiritual path. You'll be able to tell. And like, how can you tell when you're talking to them, right? When you're talking to them, they'll probably even be trying to pull you back on your path. They're the ones that are trying to get you in the old behaviors, whether sex, like alcohol, right? Like get you in trouble, like take you away from the spiritual and your gifts, or tempt you or throw you off your path. Or they're the ones that you've had a lot of damage, bad connections with, traumas and things that you've been working out. They're all around you though. You're like, oh my God, I'm going to start being a little less scared of all this stuff, and just learn that it's needed to. Like I said, your soul came here to work through certain karmas, and this is never ending in certain things. And so sometimes your partners can be around you. They can be your siblings. They can be your parents. They can be ex-partners. Karmic connections coming up. Conventional relationship, duty bound by social conventions. This is the one that's going to look so good for your mom. Oh no, don't say that. They're going to be the one that looks so good for someone else, but it's not real. And so a lot of times it is like the church person. Oh no, what your ego would pick. It's going to be like the opposite of who you are now. So in the past, when you were younger, you were picking karmic connections because they were kind of ego-based connections that were keeping you in 3D. As you're going through spiritual awakening, you're going to need a more soulful, spiritual union connection. And so kind of clearing things. This could be karmic partners around, or situations coming up now connected with past lives. Some of your friends, family, and the people that have been playing roles all around you in this lifetime are from past lives. And this is why we have a lot of past life stuff coming up. This could be karmic healing that needs to happen. This could be partners coming up, or even if you're not going to be with your twin flame, we talked about earlier, they're going to move on with a karmic partner and go ahead and clear karma. And then guess what? But it doesn't ever go good, because on a greater level, you are destined to be together, and even not in this lifetime. And I'll just tell you what it feels like. If you're not able to come into a partnership with your twin flame, it's going to feel really comparable. It's going to feel awful. A lot of people go through that, and it's so much different than a breakup too, because like a breakup you can just let go of. And then these are a little bit different. And so it feels comparable to a lot of starseed feelings of missing home, because where would home be, right? You would have had past galactic lives that were a little bit different. And it would have been a feeling, right? It would have been a feeling in a place. And so here, sometimes as starseeds, we're missing home. We're missing something deep. It's like a deep longing. It's like a yearning, right? It's why everyone, I know, right, has gone through all of this path looking for that one. And we're learning that too. And so it's something so much deeper, connected with your galactic past lives, connected with your twin flame, what you may be experiencing. If you're being triggered in this connection, it can trigger really deep stuff. Inner child. Playful, happy, enjoy the present moment, living to the fullest, playing together, having fun. And this is so important too. And this is meant to give you that safe space as well too. And so, you know, the divine feminine and divine masculine very much are the mother and father energy at that point that you may have needed. And so, so karmics are going to reflect your actual mother or father. So if you're a man and you're with a karmic feminine, they could reflect things from that. And that's a horrible thing. Like if you've ever been through it, and it puts the dots together for childhood abuse and horrible things that you went through. And a lot of times, some of your past connections were karmic situations that were triggering awful things from your childhood. The divine feminine is actually meant to like hit on a different level to be the actual partner of your dreams, that would be the mother, or if you're talking the opposite way, father to your children. They literally literally would carry that higher template of having done the work and healed these kind of aspects. So nurturing your inner child, healing your inner child, free will, choices, decisions, contact, and action, and can't be forced. And this is the divine masculine, strong force to move. We all know that, right? You're like, and the feminine is probably like, hey, I've been like over here doing all of this, and we already have all the pieces now. What's the holdup? What is going on? I've been looking for you my entire lifetime. And then some of it has to be done on its own terms too. So this is about the masculine having free will to do what they want to do as well too, but being guided towards or surrendering towards a higher path that is spirit guided. And that's so important too, because I have it in my head what I want to do, and it's very ego, just let's go do my own life, right? But spirit is guiding us on such a bigger level through this ascension with the work and things that we're meant to be doing as well too. So this is about having free will to choose, but also surrendering to the universe right now and the greater plan, or whatever plan's kind of going on. I'm going to pull some cards now for both the feminine and the masculine. It's important that you're talking to someone that actually can guide you through these situations, talking to your partner, talking to someone that can help you, that does twin flame work. If you guys are feeling blocked, stuck, challenges coming up. Eyes of love. Focus your eye on loving actions and your lips on loving words. That's me. I said so much of things like that. That's okay. But it's like, sometimes it's like, hey, can I get through to you? And trying to get through as well too about different kind of situations. You'll probably know too, like a lot of you guys are psychic and kind of sensing things and tuning in different ways. And so you're able to, like, I can just tap in and get information and downloads. And, you know, that's how a lot of people are right now, paying attention to heaven's messages right now. Your loved ones in heaven want you to know that they're safe, protected, and reunited with family and friends. So I was going through my own scenario with this kind of stuff, and I had so much come through from the other side as usual, right? For me too. And so knowing that our lives are not entirely our own, we have spirit guides that are trying very hard to keep us on track and keep us where we need to be. This could look like you're having medium messages come through from your loved ones, whether it's just support, encouragement, trying to get you back on the right path, paying attention to your visions, dreams. We talked about all that synchronicity. I know you guys are seeing it. That's serendipity at work in your life, trying to bring you together into a higher state of union. The power of angels at work in your love life. Many of you guys, and we can all use love life healing, right? Healing at work in your love life through the angels, and seeing your higher self is nothing less than an angelic as well too. And sometimes we're getting caught up in the 3D stories or projections and things going on. And this is all from past lives or past wounding in this life. So the power of angels. May your angels protect you, guide you, and keep you safe. And so knowing that your angels are with you, no matter what your situation, they're always guiding you. They're always protecting you energetically. And they're always seeing everything that you're not seeing as well too. They're always around you. Trusting your angels, working on strengthening that connection. When we're feeling good, we're going to be a better receiver for angelic energies too, right? So if you do need healing, praying to the angels, connecting with the angels, knowing that your twin flame is an angel and they've been around you every life ever, right? And they're around you now in the etheric as well too. So we're not just physical beings, we're spiritual beings and we're etheric beings. And I always talk about on a higher level already being together in a beautiful union. And this is where worlds collide. So I talk about mysteries and mystery schools and activating different things energetically as well too. So this is always meant to be a powerful union that is meant to speed up and accelerate your ascension as well too. Despite, no matter what your situation, anchoring into 5D timelines, this is going to help you. So if you're kind of feeling pulled back into the karmic loops, karmic patterns, knowing that if you anchor into 5D timelines, that this is going to help you no matter what your situation. If you guys need a reading or a relationship reading or twin flame reading or twin flame healing, make sure you guys are checking out my website, sparksofdivinelighthealing.com. Have a beautiful day.